Today, I'm very pleased to introduce our keynote speaker, Daniel Augenstein. A Colorado native, Dan has been an art educator and artist in Greeley since 1975, when he graduated with honors from the University of Northern Colorado with a Bachelor of Arts in Fine Arts. In 1984, Dan went on to earn his Master of Arts in Visual Arts from UNC as well. During his 32-year career at Greeley Public Schools, he taught art at middle and high school levels. In 2007, Dan retired from public school teaching to pursue a full-time career as a studio artist. His oils, acrylics, watercolors, drawings, prints, and ceramics are owned by collectors both in the United States and Europe. He continues to teach art as a part-time instructor at Ames Community College. Please join me in welcoming Dan Augenstein.
Thank you, President Norton. Well, it's pretty amazing energy that I'm feeling right now today. Coming from you guys, this is great. As a painter, you know, I thought about bringing my Bob Ross wig, maybe a few fan brushes, you know, those great big fan brushes that you could paint some happy trees with, so you could really see me as an artist. But you'll just have to go along with this, my illustrations here. You know, this kind of excitement that I'm feeling today is like I feel when I hang a bunch of artwork up on the wall. And that's like you guys. You finished a bunch of work. It's all done. It's up. You can appreciate it. But I also feel that same kind of energy when I get ready to start a brand new painting. When I get a great big canvas ready to go. I'm full of passion, full of energy, and ready to start. And that is likewise all of you graduates today. You have this great big canvas. Great big canvas sitting there staring at you face to face. You've got your brushes ready, maybe a fan brush, maybe not. But whatever, you're ready to go. So I have a few ideas to share with you a little bit about painting, and maybe you can apply it to your life if you think of this for a few minutes with me as an artist. First of all, what I want you to think about is the intent of your next great work of art. Second of all, how do you identify and take advantage and optimize when you have conflicts? And third of all, how do you know when you get to the conclusion? How do you know when it's ready and that great work of art is also finished? So let's take point number one. See if I can keep from losing all my papers here. Oftentimes a work of art will start off with a clear vision, with a great idea. And with preparation and with planning, and with the canvas and brushes, you start right off with some sketches, you do some underpainting, you do some blocking out of colors. All right, everything's going well, everything's fine. But there are also paintings sometimes where you're in the middle of that and you start thinking about, my gosh, what was my intent? What was my focus? Spontaneous kinds of changes can happen, and I think life requires us to be available for those spontaneous moments. And so even if your intent is clearly mapped out from the beginning, that doesn't necessarily mean that the painting that I finish or the painting that you are finishing will end up looking like your initial intent, because you allowed life to stick its ideas in also. So, as you get ready to set up this next great work of art, establish your intent, establish your goals, but be prepared for the chance that life may also insert some other ideas. So let's change brushes for a second. All right, here's the second concept. That's about conflict. Now in art, in painting, we don't call it a conflict. We call it contrast. All right, contrast. So all of you art people are right with me on this. And there are a whole bunch of different things that we study in art, how to make a piece of artwork better. Let's just take a look at contrast. And in contrast, there are a whole bunch of different elements that we might play with also. A whole bunch of different things. But let's just look at one. Let's look at color. The idea here is that as an artist, we oftentimes will use colors that are harmonious and related to each other, like blues with greens, and yellows with oranges. Those are all great. They're similar. Of course they're going to go. In life, you're going to find the same thing. There are those situations where everything seems to be harmonious. But boy, An artist will identify and capitalize on something that they really want to make sing, like the blue of your robes. All right, if I really want the blue of those robes to sing, what am I going to put next to it? But a near complementary color. We call that a near complement, which is basically something across the color wheel. By the way, that gold that you're wearing is actually a yellow-orange, which is a near complement. It's perfect. It's contrast. It's what makes that blue sing. So as you get ready to start into your next piece of artwork, and those moments where you start sensing conflict, or you start sensing contrast, identify how that actually can make the part of your next life more rich. I don't think that's correct, President Norton. All right, richer. All right, but think about that. Consider how that contrast might actually add to it. How can it actually end up with more energy and vibration, more wonderful results? Sometimes the adversity or the conflict that you find may be about lifestyles, may be about somebody else's strong beliefs at their core. But remember that diversity is really important. Let's change brushes one last time. How do you know when you're finished? Boy, I'll tell you what, I love starting a painting. My energy is high, my passion is flowing, it's all great, I'm all excited. This is going to be a great painting. And I work on it for a while, and then something else happens. I get busy on another painting, I start doing something else. And then I realize that what happened is that I've gotten into this moment of confusion. Because confusion actually, and most often, precedes conclusion. Now, I know that seems really strange, but think about it for a second. Don't you find yourself being confused about whether or not you actually achieved what you wanted to do, actually got where you wanted to go prior to concluding something? And that happens with me in my paintings, and probably will happen on your next great work also. So as I start getting to that point where I start saying, well, what is this painting about? Where did my passion go? I have to go back to the original intent, to what my preparation was all about at the beginning. And that sometimes will clear up the goal. Now, it is true, again, spontaneously, things might have happened and I might have changed my goal. But if I can retrace my step back to the place where the goal changed, I can re-energize and become passionate again about what I'm doing. And that is for sure what's going to happen in your next great work of art. You're going to find those moments of confusion prior to conclusion. So let's pull it all together here. A masterpiece is what we are constantly striving for. We're constantly trying to come up with a piece of art that speaks to who we are, to what is our essence of life. And you know, historically, maybe you don't know this, but historically, a masterpiece was the work that an artist or a craftsman did to have as a credential to enter into a guild, to become a member of that brotherhood or sisterhood of artisans. Well, what you're about ready to celebrate here walking across the stage, all right, is your credential. You have one masterpiece finished. Now you're getting ready to start your next masterpiece, your next great work. So here's my encouragement. One, establish your intent, but be ready for life to become a part of it and change your goal a bit. Two, optimize conflict, optimize contrast, and look for the energy and the vibration that comes from that. And three, when you get all to the final end, be prepared for the confusion that precedes your feeling like you have finished that goal before you get ready to start your next great work of art. So congratulations again, my gosh, this is such a great step for you. And I want to tell you that I hope you celebrate with purpose, but safely. Safely. Thank you.
Thank you, Dan. We appreciate you joining us today and sharing your thoughts with our graduates and guests.